3 suspects are in custody in connection with the shooting of a Toronto police officer. The officer was shot in the abdomen Wednesday afternoon during a robbery investigation. One person was arrested at the scene. 2 other suspects were apprehended later in the evening. This morning, Toronto's police chief appeared on Toronto's News Talk 1010 and provided an update on the officer's condition.
I was there yesterday at the hospital visiting with him, and we're very, very relieved to be able to say that he was doing well. And while the injuries are serious, given that it is a gunshot wound to the abdomen, he is doing well, and we do expect a full recovery.
All right, let's now go to CP24's Courtney Heels on the scene. Courtney, good morning. It's such a relief that this officer is okay. Walk us through what we know so far about how all of this unfolded.
Good morning. And what happened here yesterday is incredibly concerning, not only to the Toronto Police Service, but also to residents who live in this area. So this is Yonge and Eglinton. It's Midtown Toronto, a really busy area, a lot of homes, a lot of families around here. And they say it was about 5:30 last night when there was a robbery investigation. What we heard from Toronto Police, they were trying to pull over a car. They say that's when the Toronto police officer was shot in the abdomen. His injuries at that time were considered quite serious. He was rushed to hospital. And as you just heard from the chief, the latest we have on that officer, he is going to be okay. His injuries are considered non-life threatening. So that is very, very good news and a sense of relief this morning from people who live around here. But there is this question of what actually happened. And there's really only so much Toronto police can say. And that's because the province's Special Investigations Unit is also involved in this case. The reason for that is we've learned an officer also discharged their firearm in what happened here. So that means they're limited to what they can say and what they can share with the media. So the SIU is going to be here. They have investigators who will be talking to police and also talking to residents. And then we also understand there will be an update from Toronto Police on the charges the suspects are facing. What we have learned this morning, there's an apartment building behind me here, and it's really an underground parking garage connected to that building. That seems to be the focus of this investigation. There are officers underground and there are officers in the apartment building. We understand in the lobby, and we've also been told by some residents they're in a unit here. So there is some sort of connection. We just don't know what that connection is at this time. A lot of people, though, very, very upset about what happened here in broad daylight during a very busy time when people were coming home from work and school.
Yes, no doubt that would be very upsetting. Courtney, what are officials in the city saying about this shooting?
Oh, so many of them just so upset to hear of a Toronto police officer who was shot at during this investigation. The city's mayor, Olivia Chow, expressing her concern, also hoping that there would be a speedy recovery, of course, for this police officer, and relief knowing that he is going to be okay. The local councillor, Josh Matlow, saying the same thing, thoughts just with this police officer and the police service, and also wondering, how something like this could happen. Toronto has seen quite a bit of violence just even this week alone. I was at a press conference with the chief of police yesterday where he talked about talked about how stretched their resources are and how in some cases this has led to injuries and incidents with officers, and that's also very concerning too. So there has been a lot of talk about this, but I would say the focus this morning is just the sense of relief knowing the police officer is going to be okay, and also people just saying, what happened here? How did this happen?
All right, CP24's Courtney Heels reporting for us from Toronto. Thanks for this, Courtney.